UFC 294. I'm here with this guy, Alexander Volkanovski, stepping in on late notice to fight Islam Makhachev again. Thanks for checking in with me, champ, as always.
No
Hey,
worries
man.
at all.
So last week, you're at home cooking with Volk, 180 pounds, a little bit of a weight bully. I like to say weight bully, right? 155 weight, heavy boy.
I was heavy.
You get the call. Like, what do you think? Like, do you think of me like, shit, I'm 175, 180. Like, do I want to do this?
That was a question straight away for me because I actually see my weight the day before I got the call.
Yeah.
And I was with my strength and conditioning coach. He made me do these jumps, like with my hands on the hips. You got to do the jump. And when you go on these things, it gets your weight. And I looked at it and I seen the weight, and we all just started laughing. Like, what the hell? And that was so I had a 1 day head start.
Yeah.
Because once I seen that, I'm like, wow, like this is the heaviest I've been for a long time. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna need to,
kind of bring it down a little
So I
bit.
ended up doing a few sessions that day, and then I even dieted a little bit, and then I ended up losing a couple kilos just from that first day. And then I got the call. I was like, oh well, yesterday I was this. Let me check. I went on. I'm like, oh, it's not too bad. Like it wasn't too bad. So I was ended up being 79 kg when I got the call, but I was 82 the day before.
The longest, those late notice flights are different because you have them where they're like short notices. For me, back in the day, shortest notice I ever had was like 7 weeks, right? And I was like, that's pretty quick, but I'll do it. 11 days is absurd.
Yeah.
What goes into a decision like that?
I mean, it's opportunity, right? Like, what if I don't get this rematch? I was sitting there thinking, because I know they had Charles, and then I'm pretty sure they were going to do Justin Gaethje next, and then he's talking about moving up and doing all this, and I'm like, you never know. What if I don't get this rematch? This promises me the rematch. It's a big opportunity, and I always talk about I'm the guy that will do these things, you know what I mean? So I can't be the guy that won't do it, right? So I've always said I'm the guy that will do it and the guy that will put himself in a position where he can, because I've been a professional for the last 12 years. So the consistency that I've put makes me be able to at least do this, which is, again, it's a crazy opportunity, and that's how I look at it.
When stuff like this happens, people start asking questions, right? Someone asked me, they said, does Volkanovski taking this fight on such short notice put his rematch at risk? Because it was almost a given that you would continue to dominate at featherweight, and then ultimately you would at some point fight 155 for the belt again. So it was almost like, is this risky? Because you could, in theory, have a full training camp, still have an opportunity to fight Islam Makhachev.
Yeah, well, obviously that's what it is, right? So now I have to do this rematch on 12 days instead of a full camp. But again, at least this is promised for me.
Yeah, for right now.
You know what I mean? And so one thing I wanted to touch on from your last question, when you talked about the short camp, it being so short, at least, like you said, sometimes you get a short camp and it's 4 weeks, you're going to kill yourself for the 4 weeks.
Kill yourself for 4 weeks.
You know what I mean? So then you're all right. You probably didn't have the perfect camp anyway, and then now you're still that mentally and physically fatigued. I didn't have time for that.
Yeah.
I didn't have time. But obviously, I trained hard. But I mean, what's 4 or 5 days of solid hard, or 4 days of hard training? How much is that going to mentally and physically drain you? Don't get me wrong. I went to work and I improved that fitness in that short amount of time. I was pretty impressed. But I'm still excited. I'm still fresh mentally.
Yeah.
No crazy nigglies from a full camp.
You don't have those days where you're just like, oh my
exactly
God,
right.
4 more weeks.
You know what I mean?
Weeks.
It can be so obviously you would still want that because you can prepare properly. But all right, I can't do that. I accept it. What I can do is be fresh, excited, and dangerous.
Absolutely.
And you know what I mean? And that's what all my focus is on.
You decide to do this. How much from the first fight makes you go, I want this fight? Because at the end of the last fight, you were the guy that was winning. And you were winning in a really impressive fashion. It's not like you were eking by in round 5. Because I was telling this to Ryan Clark last night. Everything before was a guess. He looks like he's unbelievably strong on the mat. Once he gets you down, he's beating everybody. This guy's you make him King Kong. But then once you're in there, you're like, well, he doesn't hit all that hard. I can defend the takedowns. How much confidence did that give you to say, you know what, man, I'll do this right now?
Yeah, for sure. It is going to give you a lot of confidence. And then even having this, the fact that it's 12 days as well. So I seen that, and I showed him a lot of respect. Obviously, in the fight, you're going to show him that a lot of that respect. I felt like I could have, and it's respect deserved, right?
Well, you said that after the fight, though. You imagine like, fuck, I could have did more.
Yes, exactly. So now I know that.
You're not going to show him that respect.
Well, I don't have time to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't have time to prepare.
But I'm saying in the
you know
fight,
what I mean? I can't afford to show him respect.
Yeah.
So, and now I know I don't really need to anyway. And that's no disrespect to him, but that's just, I can't sit there and like, I'll play it this way, play it that way. If it, maybe goes a decision, try and win it this, or try and wear him out. I can't afford any of that. I've got a strict path of what I need to do. Like, you know what I mean? It's clear to me. I want the finish anyway. And I'm going to go in for the kill because I know I can from the first fight. I believe I can. I believe I don't need to show him as much respect. I believe even with my cardio, even if we are scrambling, I'm going to be full confidence in that. I'll be full confidence it goes back to the feet, and I'm going to have to go in for the kill.
One of the things that's very evident whenever you fight is like you fight 5 rounds and it looks like you can do 10. So when it was announced that you were going to get this on short notice, I have no doubt that you can do 25 minutes in your sleep. Because I can't imagine there's a time where you're not in the gym. It seems like you're constantly in there, just always prepping. And in between is when you improve. You don't
100%.
improve in training camp. In training camp, you're locked in on what you have to do for that fight, for that specific fight. In the middle is when you're trying new things, you're adding new skills, and you can really improve in those moments. You look like a guy that's constantly in the lab getting better.
So that's what we're always doing. So we're always at least trying to keep in half decent shape, but a lot of it is that's where you get it's where you evolve, the development. So it's not like you're in camp trying to prepare for a fight, but at the same time I'm still in the gym. I'm still keeping this sharp as well. So you know what I mean? And there's not really many days that go by that when I'm in the gym and we're going through techniques and all that, that the Islam fight doesn't come up in some of the things that we're doing.
It's familiar.
It's familiar. I learned so much from that, and then all year you're doing this, and this happened, like blah, blah, blah. So you end up going through that. So it's like that's been on my mind, the technique side of things, the whole way through. So it's like I've been prepping for this anyway. Like in certain positions, would I rather have 8 to 10 weeks of training camp so I know I can break him and I can really put it on him, and wherever it goes, I don't have to show him respect, and then I know that my gas tank, I believe I was going to hold on strong. Yeah, all right, but I don't have time. I can't afford to do any of that. I'm going to go in for the kill anyway, and let's go get the job done.
After watching fight 1, I felt like that was one of a few that you guys would have, right? Because you're extremely dominant, he's extremely dominant. You guys would always come together. You're too good not to. But now it seems like you're going into this fight no pressure. You're like, I'm stopping this dude. I'm going to go out there and finish this dude. And I watch you do it constantly. You broke Yair Rodriguez down, bro. You hit him harder earlier than you did on the final shot. But it was just like, this dude is not going to stop.
Yeah.
He really had nothing for you. Can you apply those lessons from fight 1 to fight 2 to assure that you can do that? You can go out there and finish a guy that really hasn't shown many weaknesses in the octagon.
Yeah, man, exactly right. He hasn't. So this is where I got to have full confidence in my ability. And the beauty, again, short notice.
You have no pressure, though.
The pressure, so there's a difference. There is no pressure. I'm not feeling pressure. I believe he is, and he definitely will. And that's just fact. He's going to have to. There's pressure of the fact that, everyone knows I come on 12-day notice. And then not just that, this isn't just anyone coming in on 12-day, and he knows that.
You're the pound-for-pound number 1 fight in the world.
And he knows that if anyone's going to come in 12 days notice and still going to be fit, going to be strong, probably for the whole 25 minutes, it's him. And then now, again, I forget where I was going to go with that question. Because how did you first ask that question? Because I was going somewhere first.
Man, you think I remember?
You
think I remember?
I was going somewhere. I wanted to touch on that.
I done been through this whole shit. Like, you're still in the middle of it. I done been through it and done with it. Like, I don't remember that shit, man.
I ramble too much, and sometimes I just completely forget. You know what I mean? But,
I have no idea.
Looked
off to the right and thought about
So the pressure is on him. Sorry, this is where it is. The pressure is on him. Look, there's still a lot to lose for me.
Absolutely.
There's a lot to lose for him. There's a lot to lose for me. Remember, like you touched on it earlier, this is the rematch that everyone knows I want. I wanted. I want that win back. I want that lightweight title. Now I have to do that one on 12 days' notice, which you're like, why are you doing it? But at least this is guaranteed. And high risk, high reward. There's so many other things that come into play. But And one thing is I've accepted the fact that it's a short notice, and so yeah, like the pressure's on him. I'm not letting there be pressure on me, and I'm accepting that. Nah, who cares? You're going out there and you've got a job to do, and that's that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like a freedom. It's almost a freedom and I don't know. It's like a freedom and swag about me. It's like, let's just do it.
I can tell.
Let's do it. Let's do it. You know what I mean? You want to land one? Fucking sweet. Sorry. Sweet. No worries.
Go ahead.
No worries. I'm happy to land one too. You know what I mean? Like I'm ready to. I've never really been in a situation where it's kill or be killed. And I think I'm going to be a dangerous man like that.
All right, guys. It is the most wonderful time of the year, but it ain't Christmas just yet, so you don't get your boys singing with you. It's the NFL season, and we got football. I'm loving every single week of it. And once again, I've partnered up with the DraftKings Sportsbook to give all new customers a great offer. Bet $5 or more on any game this weekend, and we'll give you $200 in bonus bets instantly. Everybody's an expert at everything. Now you have an opportunity to show it at the DraftKings Sportsbook. And guys, we ain't stopping there. Every week in October, you can take advantage of one of our great offers. So go right now to the DraftKings Sportsbook. Bet $5 or more on any game this weekend, and we'll give you $200 in bonus bets instantly. All you got to do, use my promo code DCTV. Bet $5 or more and get $200 in bonus bets instantly at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Guys, it's easy. DCTV. Bet 5 or more and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Hey, the DraftKings Sportsbook is where it's at. Because you know what? We got a crown. Crown's yours. Let's go. You guys are in very close quarters. He just walked past. You walked right in. I was talking about...
He was just in here, was he?
He just walked past. He didn't do the interview, but he walked past, and then you walk in. But you guys are in very close quarters. And then Ray, the guy on the camera, goes, well, these guys are kind of buddy-buddy. A few years ago, Tony Ferguson and Donald Cerrone were in the sauna together. I said, no, these guys aren't buddy-buddies. You guys aren't buddy-buddy. There's a mutual respect for each other. But you guys ain't sauning together, and you guys ain't coming together in these hallways giving hugs and shit. Yeah. It ain't like that, Volk. Come on.
No, of course not. Like, you know what I mean? Again, there's going to be respect, but at the same time, there is that little bit of rivalry. So, you know what I mean? There's going to be... Look at the history, right? Like, especially for him, for me, I'm like, oh, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm all good. Like, you know what I mean? But I can feel... I've been in his position where he got his hand raised, and think of the negative sort of feedback he got from that whole situation.
Yeah, for sure.
And you could see that's affecting him. That's why there's a lot of pressure as well. So you can see that. So I think on his side, like I'll be more than happy to shake hands, and I would do a sauna with him.
No
but I mean,
way,
I guarantee
dude.
you, he wouldn't. I guarantee you, he wouldn't.
Let me say this. So there is pressure, right? But there's this idea, especially from the interview you and I did with him, where it was almost like he was looking past you, right? So people may say to him, well, you look past him the first time. This time you're more locked in. You should be able to handle this. Do you think after we sat down and he didn't feel like he respected the wrestling? He didn't know what was in front of him. Do you feel like he might have looked down the line a little bit when you guys were fighting the first time?
Well, again, yeah, but he would have. But the thing is, this is what I touched on with just in the media day. He's going to always be prepared. I'm sure you've been in the gym with him. Yeah. When is he not? I don't care how easy he thinks the fight's going to be. You think Khabib and Javier is just going to let him just cruise? No, they're going to put the work in. They're always going to do that. But that can mentally be a problem, especially when someone like me steps up and starts stuffing takedowns, starts getting up and starts putting hands on you, starts getting takedowns on you, or getting you like, well, where's this coming from? If you've got that mentality going in, it's gonna break you a little bit, right? You're gonna be mentally and physically draining because I expected something, even though he prepared well.
You can't expect.
Exactly right. Especially when things don't go to plan, your head's gonna start going, oh shit, where's this going? What's going on here? So that's definitely was a factor, I believe. I know he's prepared properly. But I think the fact that he went in there thinking that it might have been easier, even though he prepared well, that can sometimes be a problem up here.
A little bit of a switch in crowd. I mean, it was crazy in Perth.
Yeah,
it was coming through the TV, right? Obviously, you'll get a little bit of a different reaction here in Abu Dhabi. Do you think that can play a part into the idea of how the fight is going?
Well, for me, it doesn't matter. Like
It seemed like it was propelling you.
Oh.
They would go crazy and you would just turn into Superman.
I
And
mean-
honestly, as a guy that trained with Makhachev, I was like, man, no rematch. No rematch. I was like, no rematch. Because I'd never seen anybody push him in that way.
Yeah.
But you know it's going to be you because you do it every single time. And I honestly, I'm a guy that loves to talk. And you're like one of the only guys that actually makes me like at a loss of words. Because how the fuck are you so good at this shit? It's hard. Like it's a hard thing to do, this game.
So you touched on the having the crowd advantage. I probably made some bad decisions because of that too, right?
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like there was times where I was talking to his corner. I can't remember who I was talking to, and that's when he got the body triangle. Where I started yapping a bit, and there was a couple of things that I probably could have changed and not got so overzealous. Is that the right word?
Yeah, that's the right word.
But well, think about it. So a lot of people are like, oh yeah, you thrive with that, but I mean, then you watch me against Max the third time.
Yeah, you look
I was getting booed. I was getting booed, and then that boo, the booing motivated me. So no matter the situation, I've said this every time. If you boo for me, I'm going to make it work. You cheer for me, I'm going to make it work.
Yeah.
That's just how I am. So for him, I know I'm not going to be affected by it. Cheer or boo me, whatever, it doesn't matter. I've got a job to do, and that's all I focus on. It seems to play on him a little bit. So, he might think that, all right, now I've got my crowd. I go, all right, so what, you're really paying attention to that? Now you put more pressure on yourself. You don't want to lose in front of all these people to a guy on 12 days' notice.
You're going to start telling them that.
Yeah, I'm going to be like,
you don't tell him that when you see him.
Yeah, like, well, what if what if he's trying to take me down? I'm like, oh my God, mate, I'm still feel strong, don't I? You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, there's a lot of people here to support you. You better not embarrass them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not one to talk, but I mean, you get what I mean? Like, that's putting pressure on himself. When you start looking at it that way, I remember fighting at home. I feel like sometimes I could put more pressure on yourself earlier in my career.
Yeah.
Because that's how I looked at it. Where now I don't. So I had that. Maybe I got a little bit overzealous, but I didn't like that was maybe the only thing. But again, if you were relying on all these other things, mate, I'm the wrong man to be in front of you because I ain't gonna lose composure for a second. Like you know what I mean? I'm gonna be calm. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lose. I'm not gonna stress. You're not gonna see any of that. And if you stress because you're getting booed or because you don't have a Khabib in your corner or things like that, I'm like, mate, I don't care what is in your favor. Me being in front of you, things aren't going to go to plan all the time. And if these little things are going to affect you, just me being in front of you is going to affect you 100%.
Yeah.
So you better not care about any of that shit and just be ready to turn up because I'm going to make it a fight. No matter 1 day notice, it doesn't matter. I'm going to make it a fight every single time. And if you need to have all these perfect things. Oh, I get 10 more hours in rehydration after, I don't know how 30-something isn't enough, but he wants 40-something or whatever it is. And if you're going to really focus and think these things are going to help you, he's going to be in for a rude shock again. And that's fact. Like, I mean, if he's expecting these little things that give him massive advantage, like obviously the 12-day camp, all right, he can think that. But again, if he sits there thinking, he's going to be tired, he's going to be in for a rude shock.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's like you said, I can not train all year. I can do 5 rounds, I guarantee you. At a pace of this one, do I want to keep it at 5 rounds after not training? All right, let's not get it there if I didn't train. But I have been training. I'm still confident in my fitness. But again, I don't plan on trying to break him out there.
Yeah.
I plan on putting hands on him and getting the finish.
Last couple things. Ideal for Saturday night or Sunday morning. I don't even know when we fight in this place, man. What's
Saturday
ideal?
Night,
Saturday night for you. Like, how's this end for you?
The timing?
How does this fight end for you?
Oh, how does it end? Like, man, I'm going for the finish. I have to. Like, I've got a clear path, and that's why I'm going to be so dangerous. I have to go in for the finish. He ain't an easy man to finish, but that just adds to my story when I do get the job done. Again, I ain't sitting here trying to break him. I ain't thinking of all these, if it goes this way, it goes, can't afford to think any of that. I'm going in there to put hands on his chin, and I want to get that finish.
Last thing, that YouTube channel blowing up. I see you.
I
see you.
Actually,
Hey,
we just said that.
I see you on that YouTube channel. You doing
number
real
one on
good.
trending one of my videos not long
dude,
ago.
this boy right here doing it. So look, America, cooking with Volk. Me and you, Cajun food.
Cajun?
Cajun
done.
food.
Done.
Done? All right, y'all see this? Me and the champ, Cajun food next time he's in Vegas.
Done.
cooking with Volk.
Cooking with Volk. Done.
All right?
100%.
Me and you. Let's go.
All good. We'll go somewhere and get someone to do it, or you want me to cook it for you?
No. We will cook
We'll cook
together. I
together.
will teach it.
Oh,
I will
okay,
teach
yeah.
you how to make the Cajun food.
Okay, sweet.
We give it to your channel. You go and you put it to your people. And they'll.
We'll do it. Yeah, let's do it.
Then
Sounds good.
we'll let the Australian people know how we get down in Louisiana a little bit.
Louisiana. I've actually had some Louisiana style.
It's really good.
It's good. It's not bad.
It's really good. Alexander
Tell me how it's
Volkanovski takes on Islam Makhachev on Saturday night, UFC 294. Pound for pound best fighter in the world goes up again to take on one of the most dangerous men on the planet. Make sure you like, subscribe, tap into his YouTube channel and everything else this man does. He is a winner across the board. Till next time, guys, like, subscribe. Tell your friends about DC's YouTube channel because I got dudes like Alexander Volkanovski stopping for check-ins. All right? Peace.
Good stuff, mate.
You the man, bro.
Well done.
You the
Cheers.
man.